Alright, so we're going to be back at it again today. Just finished up doing a few things I needed to after get home from work, but I did load in to the game right before I left for work, and I messed around with a new ship. You get a little bit of a preview right here, where I was messing around with it in creative, but I did go to my survival playthrough, and I got it started on being loaded up, but I didn't spend too much time on there. I just threw a little rotor down with a small grid projector on top and a little stick coming out of that to print the ship on. And I think it's probably about halfway done. I didn't let it go for too long before I exited and saved and then went off to work. But what we're going to do is we're going to completely ignore the new ship when we first load in. And we're instead going to hop right into my frigate, and we're going to head over to that unidentified signal and try to get some more blocks. Hopefully, I'm praying to God, hopefully we can get a small grid jump drive, because it will go very well with the new ship, as you'll see if we get a hold of one. But hopefully that ship will be done by the time we're done fighting the unidentified signal. We're gonna get started on loading in here. And yeah, one thing that I did remember to do while I was out doing chores and stuff, stopped by the vape shop and got me some more juice. So that'll be great, because right now I just have a mix of whatever flavors I had, just a tiniest little bit left in the bottles, and I just put it all into the pod and been puffing on that. It's not too bad. I thought it was going to end up being like a horrible flavor, it tastes terrible and everything, but no, it actually turned out alright. It's not too bad. It's very sweet, more so than what I like. I was actually, when I was in there, I was tempted to get, it was an Airhead, or Air something, brand, Air Factory. That was the brand name of it. There was a juice in there that was unflavored, and I wanted to give that a try, but and I seen a different one that I kind of liked a little bit more, so I went with that instead. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start flying off this unidentified signal down here. Up to speed, turn the dampeners off, just start cruising on down there. Now that I think about it, I should have checked my ammo count before doing anything else, but I didn't think about that. Okay, now we're good. We got, let's see, what is that? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I probably have about 800 or 900 rounds in total. Yeah, it's probably closer to about 1,000 if you had all the, because there were a few containers in there that only had, like, 50 and 40 and stuff, but if you add it all up, it'll probably be right around 1,000 or just under. So I should be good for this little event here. Saying will could not be placed. That's part of the new ship. I don't want to give too much away on that though. But I guess what I will say is the new ship does have custom landing gear. It's not a mag plate on it. And also the new ship should be capable of flight in atmosphere on any planet. Even I think the planet's called Pertam or whatever. It's the one in the game that has the highest gravity of all other planets in game. But it can fly within atmosphere of any of those planets. The only thing is it is a very small ship. It's meant to be like a personal ship or a small fighter, and it does not have a lot of hydrogen storage. I think it's got one large tank and then a bunch of small tanks just kind of hidden all around it. But if any of y'all have played Destiny, you should recognize the ship. Hopefully it'll be just about finished by the time we get back. I don't think I had any of the Prototech frames, so I should start building the small jump drive that's on there. And yeah, it is centered around a small jump drive, but getting around 5,000 or yeah, 5,000 meters. So I'll turn my dampeners off here and start slowing down a little. And what I need to be checking for, so we got one floating station and then two that are on asteroids, and I think that's a ship right there, so we'll probably go for the ship first and then go for those stations. And I guess I'll leave the settings as they are for right now. I might, after I finish fighting this ship over here, I might need to change my gun's targeting system to, instead of being solely weapons, I might need to go for power for those stations over there. I can't remember, but I don't think that it's that. Okay, no, that's just the marker being placed in the middle there. There are a bunch of assault drones, so that's not good for me. Go ahead and start spinning. While this locks up, should give out a pretty good barrage. Oh yeah. I think there's like, what, 17 of the assault cannons on this vessel? That one right to the nose. Getting kind of close here, so spin to wind's not doing quite as much because I can't move as fast as I need to. Oh, okay, we're gonna change targets over to this one. The high profile escort, yep. That one's got a railgun, we need that to be gone. That definitely takes priority. Yeah, the support drone I'm not nowhere near as worried about as the high value. Or high profile, I mean. Need to get back within range of it though. It's probably going to open up with the railgun though. There we go. definitely trading hits. I think I've only taken minimal damage though, so should still be pretty decent condition, all things considered. Ooh, hey, what do you know, that railgun actually missed. Maybe I took enough thrusters off to kind of throw off its aim. Try to kind of straight line it a little bit here. Try to close some distance. Should be down pretty soon. In fact, it might already be, because I'm not firing on it again. I'll close the gap a little bit here. Okay, so we are still firing, so it's still got guns. But I think it's going to be much less of a issue now. What I want to do is try to maneuver in and go for one of these stations now. The listening posts. If I can, I want to go for the one floating in the middle there that's not got a asteroid on it. Yep. Some substations taking damage, that's good. I don't know if I need to take the power out on it or not. I would imagine if I take the weapons off that should be good enough, but I'm not actually 100% on that. What I'll do is I'll kind of thrust off this way until we get to about 100 meters a second, and then I'll go in here, find all weapons, and I want to... Oh, okay, so that's already on default, so that should be fine. Actually, that should be just about perfect. Now I do want to change that once we get the that third substation down. As soon as that substation's gone, then we're doing pretty good. And actually, they're not firing on it, so I think that one might be dead. Let's... Can I lock on? Nope, not that one. Yeah, lock on. So I'm gonna have to be a little bit careful and try to remember that I need to come in from a certain angle to be able to lock these. I still can't get a good lock on that. There we go. Lock, please. Do full lock. No. No. Go back. Okay, that's unfortunate. It's apparently really difficult to lock onto these substations here. Come on. Oh, that's not good. Still in range of the big one. There we go. Okay, come on. Lock. Full lock. Yes. Okay. think that one's down. So now I need to try to lock the other asteroid, if possible, while still trying to avoid gunfire. Yep. Come on, lock the one I want. Nope, in the middle. Yes, no, yes. Come on. There we go. Now we get within range. I might need to get closer. Because it seems, even just doing the small hits there, like it hasn't actually went down, it don't seem. Because the shield's still up. I know I've hit all three of them now. Yeah, that one doesn't even have any weapons. It's not showing up as a enemy target. Or hostile target, I should say. Let's try locking on this one. Or anything still left on it. No. Guns aren't firing on it. Good news is I'm not getting shot currently, so I can go in here and I want to change the targeting for all of them to be power systems, and that way it should take take the power offline on these, which hopefully will drop the shield for the main station, and then I'll just turn all guns off and try to get out of here for... Ooh. Yeah, that wasn't good. So I'm guessing the one I'm locked to has no power. That wasn't firing on that. It's not the one I want to lock. Not that one. Either of the other ones, please. Give me the option to lock. Ah. Okay. There we go. Nope. Couldn't finish the lock. Lock this one. Nope, nothing worth firing on apparently. That one's still not considered an enemy grid. And I can't get through the shield yet. So the ones with the asteroids seem to be just a pain in the ass. Nope. Okay. I'm having such a hard time selecting the one I want to target. This is insane. Might just need to get close. That might just be what needs to happen here, unfortunately. I just can't get it to target the one I want. Come on. Yeah. Target, please, target. You're full up. No! Damn it. Come on. Drone's camera, can that help? No, that does not help. I just get hit more. Support drone, that's gotta go. Yeah, being in that camera just gets me hit. Oof. It's kind of odd that I'm not firing on that support drone. Not this one. There we go. Yeah, that's firing now. Oh, I'm getting way too close. Fly right past all that. Let's try to get out of here. Still in range. Yeah, this isn't going too well for me at the moment. Okay, I think I'm outside of range now. Yeah. Okay. Apparently there's some small grid like right beside me right here. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but... Okay. So here, I'll switch all weapons back to default. Thinking what might need to happen here is I might just need to do flybys until I can get the small zones taken care of, because I cannot lock onto it. For whatever reason, it's not letting me. One issue though is that if I'm not locked, the maximum range is 800 meters on all this, so kinda it's very limiting. I thought it was gonna be a good bit easier, but I guess just having those asteroids be in a very unintuitive position, like it's just not good for me, the way that they're angled towards the base. So basically I need to be in between the main station and these listening posts in order to really get what I need. And if I'm blocking onto the big station, I'm just wasting ammo. So that shield's keeping it protected. Maybe, ooh. Okay. I need to get away from it first. Okay, I'm outside of the range. Maybe I need to go and switch. Where is it? No, okay, I guess that's only if you have the AI where you can target small first. So I'm kind of at a loss right now, sort of at an impasse. The only thing I really can do is just keep flying in between. Like I can just do a sort of hit and run kind of tactics. Just fly in between the station and zone here. Just take these shots. Just fly straight through. Try to do hit and runs on these small zones here until everything's gone. Pray for the love of God that I don't get hit in the rear thrusters, because I only have 2 left as it is. Outside of range. So I can turn around and do it again. And really, this is the only thing I can think of to do. Try to lock onto this one now. See if I can get move the bottom to it. That's where most of my guns are. Pretty far outside of their range now. Try to come back through. There's definitely a bunch of loose parts inside the ship now. I'm gonna try to go for this balloon. Ooh. Yeah, it's already firing on me. Not unfortunate. It's the main station that only has weapons now, it seems. So it seems I may have been a little cocky in this. It's like the last couple unknown signals I've gone to, man, like they've just been extra difficult for some reason. The one that I got the assembler from, and it was just so heavily guarded, and I ended up doing that off camera just because I kept getting pissed off from having to redo it. And then this one here, man, it's pretty rough. Like, I don't even know if this ship will be able to hold up now. I'm already taking a good few hits, and I can't even lock onto the thing I want to lock to. Maybe I should get a mod for the way that the lock-on works if I can, and try to change that to where maybe I could cycle through targets. It's not even so much just how much time it takes to lock or anything like that. It's just I can't select the thing I want to select. Because it's like I know that grid has like power and stuff on it, like it has to, otherwise the shield for the main post there would be down. I think my guns are having to dig through the asteroids to try to get to the power generation on them. Now it's wanting to target the wrong thing. I'm too close to that station, and none of those hits are going to damage anything at all. Oh, my game was about to crash there for a second. Yep, Paul was wanting to think about what's going on here. And I've been putting some pretty heavy fire down on these guys, and it's still not going down. been trying to focus this one particular one if I can, but oh, come on, you're not focusing when I need you to. I think there's a couple of drones here that came in to try to help out. Yeah, supportive drones. I don't know, this one might be a wash. I'm running out of oxygen as it is. And I know if I run out of oxygen and actually die and lose command of the ship, it's pretty much over because the ship's just going to want to come to a halt and try to well, maybe I just need to fly away a little bit here, try to get some range. 2,000, 2,000. Okay. Turn the dampers on and we'll try to come back here a little bit of breathing room. Kind of assess damage here. We got 5 on the bottom. 3 on this side is still up. We're missing 2 on that side. We're missing our rear Gatling. Missing a Gatling on the bottom. And missing one of our cannons on the bottom. 2 of our cannons on the bottom. Front gun was knocked out pretty early, but my survival kit, yeah, that's still up, but I don't have any oxygen on it, so I'm just gonna suffocate and then have to respawn. Which I might as well just go ahead and do that. Yeah, I just realized I can do that. There we go. Turn it back on here. Grab the stuff back and dump those tools. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, the cockpit's probably pretty close to being shot out. What about the bridge? Is that still... Oh, the bridge is actually still alive. That's interesting. I'm on limited supply of oxygen now, so let's get back in there. Damage isn't quite as bad as I was thinking it was going to be, but it's still pretty extensive. Let's see, ammo-wise, what do we got? Still have a few hundred rounds, so we're gonna go for the supportive drones first if I can lock. Which I can't. Come on. Got a piece of debris that's just wanting to lock onto instead. Oof. Okay. Yeah, I might need to go fuck off again for a minute. I'm about out of hydrogen as it is. And does this have any? No, I don't think it has any ions. So yeah, let's fuck off again for a minute here. Yeah, my O2 and H2 generator is on, so whatever ice I had, it's gone now. I mean, I could just take this loss, bring the ship back and let it get fixed back up, or I could reload and give this one more try. I'm actually really tempted just to head back to base and say screw it, but I don't want to quit. So what we're going to do is we're going to quit. And I'm going to run it back and give it another shot, see if maybe I can learn some things and do a little bit better on the second time around. Because, like, I have quite a bit of time in game. Yeah. When I started playing, it was at 428.6 hours in game. So, I've got a good amount of time in game. That being said, what I don't have is a whole lot of experience actually fighting, to be honest. 4853. So, judging by the radar here, I've already engaged on this save. And this save, I don't see anything on the radar, so I think I haven't quite gotten there. But if I go all the way back to this one, then I'll have to do that whole flight there. So I think I'm going to start from the 948 save. We'll run it back from there and give it another go. And maybe this time, let me see, is my railgun actually operational? No, it's still not operational. Okay. But yeah, this is before engaging. And I'm sitting right outside of the range of all these guys, so that's good. So we got that one ship there. We got a little ship here. Another little ship there. We got 3 listening posts. So, okay. So we're gonna fly out this way. going to try to go for this big ship here first. If I can stay out of range of everything. New threat locked, okay, but I'm still outside of gun range. Yeah. What I'm going to do is try to aggro everything on me. And we're going to go ahead and turn burn and lock. That's the real gunship first, so we want to focus that one down. That one's outside of range, so I'm going to switch targets. Go for the support drone. There we go. These little support drones shouldn't be able to take too much fire. Switch target. Oh, here goes the railgun again. Okay. I think that one's probably out. Nope, not quite. High-profile escorts coming in. So we're going to focus attention on that again. Haven't seen it shoot back here in a second, so maybe we're good on it. Yeah, it hasn't returned fire in a minute, so let's retarget to this one. And that guy's probably gone now. Ooh, see a round coming in. Okay, no, it must not have been the high profile that fired that off then. Thought it was, so I was kind of worried, but we're not shooting at it. I'm gonna lock it, so it should be fairly safe, all things considered. I'm trying to lock that asteroid there. okay, we locked around 1, but that's fine. Just fly right in between. I think it can't do anything about me now. Never mind, I'm wrong. It certainly can do something about me, apparently. It might be the other substation, actually, though. Oof, that was a couple of good hits. It's got a lot harder to turn the ship, so I'm thinking either there's debris in the way, slowing the ship aiming down, or I managed to grab some of my gyros in that. Yeah, this might not be possible. At least with this current ship I'm trying to do it with. Just taking way too much damage, not being able to take those station posts, whatever they're called out. Substations. That's what they are. And now they got some more drones in, so yeah, I think it's time for me to skedaddle. Oof, got hit. Alright, what's out of range now? Well, that's unfortunate, but it is what it is, I suppose. Somebody's gonna take that defeat for what it is and limp back to base. I mean, I could repair, rearm, and try to come back, but by then, I'm thinking the timer is going to be pretty close to being out. Might not even be worth the effort by that point. And I probably could jump to that unidentified signal down there instead, once ship gets repaired up. The one at 3,000 kilometers is going to be just too far away, but that one at 162, I could probably reach that. I'm hearing a whole lot of noises when I spin around, so I'm thinking there's loose blocks in here. Yeah, there's definitely some loose parts somewhere in there. The ship should not be rattling when you move it. I'm interested to see what's my final total on ammo here left. I think we used about 4 full containers worth, I think. Yeah, that or we lost 4 containers. That's also a possibility. Oh, interestingly, autopilot works. My projector still functions too. Which actually I'm going to leave that off. Yeah, it should be fine. I'll leave it off and make a save here, just in case the ship decides it's going to crash into my station or any of my other ships over there. Hopefully it won't. I don't think it should, but we'll see. Now, it might fail to dock, though, because I've had that happen, I think, twice out of the 4, if I'm not mistaken, times that I tried to manually dock. And what I'll have to do is once the ship gets within range of my build and repair and all that, and gets fixed up a little, I'm going to have to do a walkthrough, see if I can find any floating blocks to rip out before turning the projector on. Because if it's just loose items like steel plates and scrap metal, build and repair should take care of that. But if it's like a full block that's floating around in there, that's not going to be good. Yeah, it's already getting to work on grabbing materials and fixing up some stuff. Good news is the print for... That's not good. Okay. You know, I don't want to build that whole thruster. I just don't want to rebuild that, so we're gonna reload. I don't know why the ship decided that was a good idea. But that's why we make our save points and stuff. And I realize I keep saying we, like you have any choice in what I do here, because you don't. Your only choice is to, if you don't like what I'm doing, to stop watching. That's the only power you have over this. That and hitting the thumbs down or writing a bad comment, but fuck that, go ahead and do it. I don't care. That's just more interactions on the video. So we're going to turn the autopilot off and I'm just going to fly in here manually. Because unlike the AI, I realize I can just turn and burn and then come in backwards. You know, for me being as stupid as I am and AI being supposedly intelligent, I think it's a far cry from what it should be, the AI. Like, if I can manually fly and do that, like, so much quicker and without completely fucking up, ship. I don't know. It's just... Human beats out AI. There's not much intelligence in, the flight pathing. That chair was free floating. And I think that might be the only thing that was in here just bouncing around. I hope. That chair wasn't even supposed to be in here. Actually, that was just a mistake in selecting the wrong blueprint when I tried to repair a few episodes ago. But I don't think there's anything else just floating around. And it looks like all this is connected, barely, but connected. So make sure we give it a good once over. But I think it should be fine. So what I want to do is forget repair projector. I'm going to turn that on. And it should get to work on fixing everything up. And in the meantime, I'm going to take a look at that new ship I was talking about a lot earlier. If you're a fan of Destiny, you might recognize this ship. It is the Arcadia class jump ship that you get at the very start of the first Destiny game. That's a very intricate and well put together build. Apparently it did try to build the small grid jump. Oh, I have all the parts except for the superconductors to get this built. So that's very good. I actually was not anticipating that. One thing that I probably need to do is go into the settings of this small projector here and see here, small projector, yeah, blueprints. So this is the blueprint for it. It doesn't have a screenshot for some reason, but it's by Severs. I'm not sure exactly how you would pronounce that. But this is posted up on the Steam Workshop. If you want to pick it up, it's called the Arcadia Jump Ship. And then there's a little bit of description from the creator here, just kind of giving an overview of what the ship is, you know. I'm not going to read through all this, but I'll kind of go through a little slow here if you want to kind of click through and pause and take a read here. Or if you want to look it up on the actual Steam Workshop, I'll go ahead and give us a thumbs up because this is pretty daggone good. But yeah, it requires quite a few of the DLCs. I think that might be all of them. I'm not sure, but it does require DLC and everything. But it is a very good recreation here. Multiple grids are not supported. That's okay. I don't want to keep projection. Oh, okay. Nope. Actually. Never mind. It didn't save the settings on that. But I was hoping it was going to, because I didn't want to have to go through the issue, or not the issue, but go through the effort of trying to get it lined back up and all that. But apparently I will. But I want to keep, like, change the settings on the projector to be keep projection on. So that way I can kind of overlay those projections and double check, make sure that it didn't miss anything. Sometimes with keep projection turned off, it can sometimes do a little bug and not fully print. there might be a couple blocks missing or whatever. And I want to make sure that's not the case. So how far back did we go? Yeah, I didn't turn the projector on here, so let's go here and do here. Toggle that on. Alright. And over here, turn this off. And for the time being, I can just turn build repair off for right now. Just so I can get this projector here set proper. So I'm gonna go here to K. Go here to the static grid. And go to small projector. I'm gonna grab that. And we want to turn keep projection on. We want to bring the ship up, bring it forward some. Horizontal offset, I'll bring it this way a little bit. And then bring it forward some more. Can't really see it too well through this. So I think forward's fine. It just needs to come down and over. Yeah, it needs to come down a little bit and then over to the side. Right there, and horizontal offset, way, and vertical one. I think right there is about perfect. Yeah. Projector should still be on. I can double check on that. Yeah, it's on, and keep projections on, and supposedly is complete, so that's fine. So I can go ahead and turn this off now. And grid name. I don't know why it keeps showing up as static grid over here instead of utilizing the grid name up there. It should, but it's fine, I suppose. Now we can turn build repair back on though. So the only things that hasn't printed on this, which should be pretty easy to fix, it's the square pistons in small grid, and then there was a wheel, thinking it was a small grid 1x1. Yeah. Because it wasn't any of the ones with the suspension on it. It was just the plain wheel by itself. So I don't think there's a base game plain wheel by itself. I think you have to use the DLCs for that. Let's check on the media. I have those all selected. All components. Which I guess actually I didn't need to grab all of them, but not mistaken, it should be in black. Don't know why I can't put the one on this one. Yeah, like that I think. And then there's these wheels that are on the end of that. Be able to just cut that off and have a free floating ship here. And I think it does have ion, but it's mainly hydrogen based. Now, what's that? Warfare battery? Oh, okay, so it doesn't have the power cells for the batteries. Interesting. And I don't know why this one here wants to that'd be just because there's no power on it. I'm hearing a kind of ticking sound. I think something might be out of power here. So aren't batteries recharging? No? I don't know what the ticking sound is then. Over here. Frigate repair. Everything's complete supposedly, so I can turn that off. And I'm going to need some more power cells. Come in here. Production. Do 1,000. Yeah, so I don't have the down on that, unfortunately. I don't know. I think it does have O2 generators, which if that is the case, like I believe it is, should be able to grab a little bit of ice and toss in here. Yeah, now I can fly it. And all I need to do is just come forward some and then come down on this connector here. Let's see, insert connector. I want to turn the thrusters off because I think that's what's causing the things to try to repair stuff there. Okay. So currently the hotbar consists of thrusters on and off, the locking for the gears and everything, as well as reversing the gear up and down. We have gyro lock. That's to override controls, so to lock the ship in a specific orientation. We have the flare launcher, which is basically just 2 firework launchers on there. The nav cam is the camera for aiming the main guns, and then we have lights on 5 and 9. So 9 just does 2 side lights, and 5 does your kind of floodlights all around, which admittedly look a little bit better when you're slightly further away from the surface you're docked to. And then on your second page, we have our Mayday beacon. We have our antenna on and off. We have the jump button for the small grid jump drive. And then we have our gun view here, which is different from... Actually, no, it's not different. Never mind. I lied. That's the same camera as on your first one. And we have our Warfare Gatling gun, which is right up on the front, just above the nose. Then we have our autocannon, which is inside of the nose, as well as our assault cannon, which is just below the autocannon, still inside the nose. And then we have 2 rocket pods on both sides of the nose there, just kind of sticking off. And that seems to be it for the hotbar. I don't think there's anything else on... Yeah, there's nothing else on any of the other ones. So, what I want to do is go and simplify the hotbar down. I like to have my weapons and everything on the first page. I don't need 2 cameras. that all should be fine. I'm going to remove those, the flood and forward spots. I'm going to end up putting those on the same button. Nav cam is going to be closer forward, and everything else I'm just going to go ahead and take off. So, the very first thing that I want to do is, I think this has an inset connector on it. Let's see here. Yeah, inset connector. It's the only one named inset connector on my entire base. I want to go here to the hotbar and search for inset connectors. And it should be the only one named inset. Yeah, this one here. And what I want to do is switch lock. That's the very first thing. Then what I want to do is have my guns be on page 1. So that would be weapon blocks here. So we want the Gatling gun. Then we want our autocannon, assault cannon, missiles, and firework launcher for flares. So that's going to be the first hotbar on through there. And then on number 6, I'm going to want the camera, which was called nav camera. Yep, nav cam. I'm going to do view on number 6 for that. So, it's good so far. And I did fly this thing around a little bit. It's pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. That's probably about all it's really good for, is just fun. Because it's a relatively large, small grid ship. Its main focus is just looks. Now, the one thing that is going to be like really good for is if I need to head down to like any planet just to like travel back and forth, it'd be really good for that. The jump range isn't all that great, to be honest, so here's that. But I'm gonna go over here, and I think this has small reactors. So actually, yeah, let me go here to groups. In fact, I'm going to undock, and then I'm going to go over here to groups. So yeah, reactors. I want to be able to toggle those on and off. Landing floods. So I think this is just going to be one that I'll just manually set to charge and all that. So fuel tanks. Do a stockpile on off. Batteries all. And a recharge on off. We'll do gyros on off. Hydro thrust on off. Ion thrust on off. I think that's all I really need here. It's just those. And then on tab 3, you can do the landing hinges, reverse, and landing hinges lock. And what I want to check is the landing hinges here, which that should be. Actually, we'll just type in hinge. Yeah, it should be all three of them, and they should be all set. I think it wanted to raise up actually. All except for that one on the front, it seems. Yeah, so both of them at the back. No, one of them. So yeah, their settings are all kind of fucked up. So hinge. I'm going to manually select all of these. And what we want to do is just set the velocity on all of them to 3, so they're all set to the same. Torque should be fine. Do lock on, lock off. Just to make sure they're all the same there. And I didn't mean to do that, I wanted to do number 1. No, it's still backwards. Don't know why. And one of them just isn't doing anything. Oh, never mind. Okay. So we're just going to lock back up for right now, but I noticed this one here, it's not connected correctly. And then this one and the front one are still backwards from each other. So this one I need to go ahead and reverse. Now we come over here to number 3, then hit number 1. So that hinge goes down, this hinge goes down, and the one at the front goes down. And that brings them all back up, and then I can lock it. So yeah, that works. Yes. But I've seen this thing in a ship review video on YouTube, and I really liked it. So I figured, okay, let me go and nab this off the workshop and front one for myself. When Destiny 1 came out, I was still in high school at the time, but I loved that game. When I finally got a hold of it, I think I put right around 500 or 600 hours into Destiny 1. I loved the fuck out of that game. It was great. Destiny 2, I got it, I played it, I put like 200 hours in, and I quit. It just was not as good as Destiny 1. Which, I mean, that's fair, right? Because Destiny 1 at the end of its lifespan had so much content, so much stuff to do. Destiny 2, when it came out, it had nothing. It was basically like the original release of Destiny 1, which really kind of pissed me off, if I'm being honest. Like, because they had the standard set so high by the end of Destiny 1, and then Destiny 2 just kind of fell flat for me. So trying to think what I need to do now, but aside from just one over here, turn my reactors off, turn the hydrogen tanks to fill, charge the batteries, turn off those. I need to change the name of this grid. Just call it the Arcadia class jump ship because that's what it is. And we want to go here to okay. So I don't remember what the antenna is called for this one. Tab
no
1.
Fuel.
That's fine. What? Why did it just move? Shouldn't have. Unless it was just because of the connector, maybe. Anyway, see here. Mayday, we can leave that be Mayday. That'll be alright, because it's just the beacon. I don't really care for the beacon so much as I do the antenna, wherever that's at. Oh, this one right here. Name. Just call it the Arcadia. 50,000 meters. It's a bit excessive, but okay. We'll just leave it like it is, I guess. Now the forward spots and the landing floods, I want to combine those. And we'll just call this lights. And then on page 1, I guess, right next to the connector, we'll put our lights. And we want to toggle on off. Oh yeah, that's not going to do anything because I don't have power on. That's fine. But I can use the lights to kind of see where I'm docking if I happen to be docking whenever the sun's not shining down. I can see it a little bit better, I guess. So what else do I need to do? Batteries, fuel tanks, gyros, thrusters, the landing gears are on there. I guess what I should do is just let's do 5, 6, 9, and 7. And I want to lift off a bit. There we go. I need to change the settings on that connector as well. Now that I'm up here, I should be able to turn...
No Fuel.
Yeah, just turn everything back off for the time being. Actually, I guess I don't need to turn the gyros on and off if I just set the battery to charge. What I need to do is come down here and hopefully faster than the build and repair can hear it. I want to take these down. Yep. And I want to reattach it to that. And hopefully it's actually connected this time.
No fuel.
Yeah, whatever. So one. Oh, off. Alright, it needs power for that, I guess. Switch that to auto. Page 3. Okay. Yeah, that works. Cool. Then I can lock that in place. And gyros, hydro, tanks. Just come back down. Yeah, before I touch down, I want to go to the inset connector. I'll disable that. I want to rename this Arcadia Dock. Okay. Lock it up. Go over here. Set all this to off. So yeah, overall that'll be fine for right now. So next order of business, I need to make my base refined gold, if possible. So we want to go to ore and refinery. And yeah, this is completely filled up. There's not much I can do about that, it seems. I have a ton of gold ore. But I just can't force it to go into proper refinery here. Ideally, I'd want it to go into the Prototech refinery. Unfortunately, the way that I have the piping and all set up, I have this here that only allows gets in, not back out again. So I guess I could grind that off and just do a straight pipe there instead. And then this only allows ingots out. But I guess I can take that off. From here to but conveyors. And we want a conveyor pipe. Put that in there. So now I should be able to pull stuff out. So that means that I should be able to do ore and refineries. Actually, ideally what I would have is to just dump a lot of these materials all through fast. So that way I can force load gold as the primary material in here. Yeah, so now gold should be the first thing that it wants to pull. And we'll set gold as primary for that. Pull the platinum back out. And then over here we want to do refinery, find our Prototech, and I want to do the same thing here. Force load gold as the first material. And it looks like I actually have that backwards. I want gold to be in this one. So that's fine for refinery 1, but for the Prototech refinery, this is the cargo container that it wants to pull from first. What that means is I should be able to produce these now that I have some gold being refined. Because that was the only material that I was really needing at the moment. What I can do here... Oh, well, I still can't force pull anything from the other two refineries because they have a sorter in there to prevent the higher tier materials from going into them because they don't have the they only have speed, not yield, whereas the base refinery 1 and the Prototech refinery both have increased yield, so they're the only ones allowed to actually pull the important materials like uranium. But actually I want mainly gold to go in there. And that's actually missing nickel for additional batteries, but I don't think I really need that. And what I want to do here... Can I split the load if I can? It's kind of weird. Inventory, control panel, actually, and I want base assemblers. Seems like this one here is the only one I can actually do. And I'm wondering if that might just be because of the materials might be capped. I can't pull anything out of the assembler too. The Prototech assembler, or this assembler for that matter. Assemblers are over here actually. These sit too. So yeah, with these I can pull and put back only crafted components. And then through here I can only put in ingots through there, which I want to rid the split if moved. That's not good. It shouldn't split actually, because it should be connected. Well, I guess that doesn't have a solid connection one on the back, and batteries don't connect to the ends. So I guess not. So that kind of sucks. But basically what happened is the assemblies got capped in the amount of material. No, that grid shouldn't separate. It's all connected up over here, right? Should be. So if I disconnect that, it shouldn't actually separate the grid. What I'll do, I'll make a save just in case. This shouldn't actually be separate. I should be able to pop that on there. And that should still be all one grid. So now what I should be able to do is yeah, I can freely move stuff now. So I can pull out materials that it's not going to need and just throw that all around willy-nilly. Clear up the room. There's primary gold here. Yeah, there we go. should split the
Energy
load.
low.
Interesting how I get talked over immediately. That should split the load of all the superconductors I want to build in between both of those assemblers, so it should get done a little bit quicker here. And what that means is this should finally be finished. Yeah, superconductors are getting thrown in here just about as fast as they're being made. So now my bar wall should be finished very shortly. So there weren't that many that were unfinished to begin with, but it also means once that's finished, it should start putting superconductors into this jump drive and finish it up. Which doesn't seem to be the case, unfortunately. Maybe if I put one in there, it might go ahead and start adding them. No? Is that not what's happening? Production. Well, it's definitely making them. Do I have them in my inventory? Well, they're getting made and immediately thrown into something, so... Oh. The railgun. I needed 150 of them. So I'm gonna do that, and then probably if the jump drive needs any. There should be 2 jump drives on this, and I don't know if they got damaged or not. This is a very expensive weapon to have right on the front, extremely exposed. Okay. But now... Okay, yeah, now everything's going to the jump drive, it seems. Thank God. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. There we go. So now if I go over here, search for drives, I can see it takes about 4 minutes to fully charge up. And that's at the maximum input. Playing around with this in creative, I know for a fact that it cannot actually reach the maximum input of 24 megawatts. It can only do half that at about 12.6 megawatts. So that increases the time it takes for it to charge the jump drive. But that should be fine. What I want to do now is just search for the inventories on the current ship. And I want to come over here to ECCG. Actually, I want to do this the other way around. So over here, clear that. Come over here, do all ECCG. Dump everything I can. And so I need rockets, flares, assault, auto, and Gatling ammo. So produce munitions, base assembler, munitions. So we want rockets, autocannon magazines, the assault cannon, assault cannon shells, weapons. No, where's the flares? Small rifle. Tools. Equipment. Oh, okay, it's in equipment here. Fireworks. Yellow, pink, rainbow, blue, green, red. I want red. And I want to head back to the inventory here. And then the reactors. I don't think I have any refined uranium in my main storage. That's probably all still in the ingots container. So we'll worry about that later. What I want to go grab though is Gatling ammo and I'll throw that into the modular containers. Don't need the artillery shells, but I do need the rockets, the assault, and the auto cannons. Ammunition. And another thing that I'm probably going to need. Oh, there's the uranium actually, so. Warfare reactors. Yeah, I don't need all of that. Right click and we'll do just 100 units. Should be plenty. How many reactors do I actually have on this thing? Holy crap. It's quite a lot. Yeah, we'll just divide it up a little bit here. And fireworks. And it seems the firework launchers actually need to be manually loaded, unfortunately. Um, we'll go here and we'll grab those, I guess. Manually load 25 in each. Oh, can I not do? It only holds one? Ooh. So I guess this was designed for creative rather than actually being designed for survival, which is kind of unfortunate. Hmm. So what else do I need to do? So yeah, we do have a H2 generator on here. So am I out of ice already? Yeah, I think I am. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is, I guess. But we'll pull everything we can back over here. And that should do everything except for the ammo, I think. Right? Should pull the ammo out. Yeah. So it left the rockets, the assault shells, autocannon, firework. So it did pull some of my Gatling ammo. Cool. About 100 in there, as well as the uranium. Fireworks we'll leave over here, I guess. Okay. Yeah, well, I guess that's okay. I think the rocket launchers have to be manually loaded as well. I don't know how many fit in pods. full. Okay. So that's definitely something that you would want to use sparingly then. Okay. Yeah, this thing is pretty cool though. Like overall, I really like the look of it. One thing that I kind of want to do is get a dock made specifically for this ship. I'm thinking maybe Zero would be a good one for that. So what I can do, I can raise this out some and get rid of the inset and switch it out for a conveyor with a regular connector sticking out. That would kind of raise it up off the ground some. Probably a bit too much for the landing gear to actually touch like I want it to. I could extend the pistons out though. Alternatively, let's see, can the not available in large. Okay. And that's also not available in large. So I can't do like a half a block up or anything like that, unfortunately. Yeah. I need steel plate to build that. There we go. Just throw everything I don't need up. And clear the hot wire. So I got a little bit of a raised connector here. And then we'll go ahead and control panel and we'll do base, dock, Acadia. I'll have that designated specifically for this ship. Then I want to do 5, 6, and 7. And come over here, undock, and fly out. It's a little too far. Then we can take a look at All the gear looks fully extended. And this here is, it's mainly just for like landing on planets actually. The gear doesn't do anything other than that. And it's really cool though. But it doesn't even have a mag plate, so like it can't drag stuff back with it or anything like that. I could probably find some space somewhere, which I think I already see some actually. Right down in here. I could grind that off, and then same over here. And I could do a couple of event controllers. Set the docking to automatically turn everything to charge and recharge. And then I could do another event controller for the button press for like these here, so when they're reversed, make it reverse to pistons, and then change these wheels out for mag plates instead. And then I could like mag plate the stuff and drag it around. The wheels are just so much better for landing on planet surfaces though. Or well, I should say for landing flat planet surface, planetary surfaces. But right now that it's raised up, let's go back over here at number 8. Turn these lights on. So there's got a much better effect when it's a little ways off the ground. But I really, really enjoy the look of this ship. And one thing that I can do, because I see that mine layer out there, you can give it a really easy mission to start. It said it pulled all components, but it certainly did not. Still did not. Still needs a hacking chip. Okay. So I'm gonna put everything up and then grab only what I need for this. There we go. And we can take it out on that nice little first mission. And then we want to do 5, 6, 7, 9. Well, actually, we're going to turn our layer on, and then confirm dock. And then we can fly out here to the mine layer. And you can see it's not particularly fast. That changes if you turn ion thrusters on. So now it goes quite a bit quicker. It doesn't slow down particularly fast. It only has a few forward thrusters here, but you can always turn and burn. And as you can see, just flying here in space, it's already used up not a lot of fuel, but a decent enough amount to be a little concerned. And basically what I want to do is just kind of come in here and start kind of following its trajectory a little bit. And I'll try to map speeds as best I can with it. I think that's pretty good right there. And I can come over here and stop this on the right there, claim grid. Now I don't have to worry about it flying off, and I can just return back to Arcadia. Now we can just try to keep up with it and give it some time. Admire the ship. Unfortunately, I don't think I can... Yeah, I can't dampen to a ship while in a ship for some reason. It'd be pretty nice, but it's not doable, I guess. And I could fight this, but I don't want to lose the faction relations. Alright, shift click and disarm these warheads. There we go. just such a cool ship. It'll probably take a while before I can turn that remote control block off. Yeah, we don't have any ion thrusters in any other direction than forward. Something like that's probably good for like if you don't want to be burning hydrogen, you just go in a straight direction. Like from point A to point B, you can turn all your hydrogen off, just ion thrust, and turn your hydrogen back on when you want to slow back down and everything. We're just going to cancel that and we'll just use the slider to max things out. So now I shouldn't lose it. I don't think there's any docks on this thing. No. But I have maximum range set on it, so should be able to eventually turn the remote control. Yep. Just turn autopilot off. That should just sit here. And Arcadia is going to continue flying because I didn't turn the dampeners back on. So now we have ourselves a little mining ship here that will bring back to the base. What I could do is set Arcadia to jump back to the moon base point there. But I think instead we're just going to fly her back. Actually, I am going to turn that off. I'm going to give this a try here, just pointing kind of in the general direction of the base. So with just ion, it goes kind of slow. Turn ion off and do hydrogen, going pretty fast. And then with the ion, it's a little bit of a speed boost. And just turn those off and just cruise on alone. And one thing that I noticed, Arcadia doesn't have a oxygen supply on board. Just the O2 gen. But I didn't have ice to fill that, so. thinking probably my main use for Arcadia would be to go to and from the IMDW station and probably most of the other stations as well that I end up coming across. It'll be just kind of like a primary like small shuttle back and forth. Could use it to go and do like the simple little missions and stuff. Like what's it called? The the search missions and stuff like that. I could use it for that. Um, I think really just the main thing is it's just a cool looking ship. We're gonna fly over here and pick up my prize for doing nothing. There's probably a flight suit in this, right? I think so. Yeah. Yep. And I'm just gonna take this over to the base, paint it red, and let the bar take care of the rest of that. See, so we got 4 forward thrusters and 4 reverse. So it's a pretty balanced ship here. It's gonna take a minute to get over there, but it'll be alright. Then I do want to jump over to that unidentified signal and see what that's all about. Yeah, I think that'll probably be the end of this video once I get over there and determine if I want to try to fight it or maybe stop and save just outside of the event there, depending on what it is. There's supposed to be an update coming out for Space Engineers sometime soon. I forgot what it was called. It was like the field work update, I think. It's supposed to be adding in another new Prototech block. I see something floating off to the side over there. It's probably just a small asteroid, but I'm not 100% on that. It's small, whatever it is. But it's kind of flickering a little weird. This doesn't have a camera on it, does it? No. I'll turn my dampeners on and I'll go take a look at it before I lose it. Yeah, it is just an asteroid. Okay. It was flickering really weird though. I'm wondering if the warheads are actually the right color already, or if it's just a slightly different shade of red. Because if it's the correct red, they should be getting dismantled as soon as I get close enough. And actually, that could be a pretty cool sort of defense system against warheads. If you get a few of these put on a ship and you set them to the colors, like the default colors for all of the warheads that can spawn in on like enemy ships or missiles or anything like that. Okay, yeah, it's like they are the right color, maybe. Either it's trying to repair stuff that's on this grid. No, it must have just been trying to repair something. What we'll do is we'll pull this up here. Guess right there will be perfectly fine. Try to fly up out of here. And I want to select my deletion red. And we'll do Control Shift middle mouse to paint it all red. And it should get to work on pulling everything off of it. I can switch back to my usual white. And from this I should get a pretty decent amount of materials and resources. Still don't know what I want to use that thruster for. This 160. Something like that should be pretty close. I'd like to save here. Okay. Okay, so we got another one of those stations, it looks like. But I don't see... I don't see any ships around it, so... let's go ahead and fly in. Get a bit of a closer look here. In the meantime, I'm going to reselect my moon base just in case I need to do an emergency jump. Hopefully, if I do need to do one, my jump drive will be charged up by then. Also, I think the atmosphere is going to get in the way of heading back, so I'd have to fly away for a little bit and then do an emergency jump. Just increased the range of the radar a little bit there. I had it set to 3,000, but brought it up to 5,000 so that way I can a little bit more of an earlier warning here if there is something that I didn't see floating around. I don't think there are any other ships around it. Slow down to about 60 should be fine. Switch back to the camera here and take a look. So yeah, there... no, those are asteroids, okay. I was about to say there were ships I missed, but no, there's nothing. Just a really low-res skybox behind it. And I don't think there are any weapons aside from warheads, probably, on here. Which reminds me I need to do all weapons and default only for weapons. Start slowing down some. I should know if a message pops up in chat. It activated the warheads, which there's nothing in chat right now, so might already be disabled. I'll lock on and fire on it just in case. Oh, we're not firing, so no warheads, I guess. Something's just popped in. Maybe not. I don't see anything new. Made the sound like there was a new signal though. I wonder, is this a station that I've already claimed and just missed deleting it? Pretty sure I turned the PS off for all the ones that I claimed. Oh, no. Yeah, this is the one I got the assembler from, so I guess I just didn't delete it. It's fine though, there should still be parts. and still Prototech stuff here, so it'll be fine. No, I'm a little sideways. I'm going to be on the stairs. There we go. And then I'm stuck to something sideways again. Flying through the stairs is kind of a... Actually, I will take that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, nothing here really. think I'd already been up these, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay, so maybe there wasn't quite as much as I was anticipating. I think that button probably just operated the store. I don't think I can do Control X. Yeah, no, 'cause that's not creative. I can't do that, but I can do Alt F10 and come in here to Entity List, sort by distance from player. Then share. Click on it. Move that whole station. Let's see, container. A trade cargo ship. It's 11 kilometers out. It's a space pirate outpost. Yeah, it looks like it's protected with a... It's interesting. Static grid. Blocking one. I'm gonna remove that. Transport debris. Encounter transported. Interesting. Hornet station. It's pretty far out. Is this why I can't, like, find stuff? Because it's just so far away from me? Prometheus debris. I'm really thinking I need to, like, do some research and change the like spawn settings and stuff. Mercy's still sitting on planet inside a crater, apparently. Stingray transporter. There's a Prototech module. Vector on warship. Oh, okay, so that's inside the warship, I guess. So there's a single block floating around somewhere on my base, apparently. GE debris lure. weapons. Oh, okay. So that has like lines on it, I guess. Prototech battery inside a storage facility. Defense emplacement, scar drone. That's the one that's like 2,000 meters out. Huh. I think all those containers are stuff that I hadn't deleted either.
Energy low. So, the unidentified signal near my base, I think, is going to be the that warship. But yeah, let's go back to the moon base. So this should be a warship now, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. Um, base right here. So I'll go and drop off the Prototech blocks I picked up. There. Now, actually, grab parts for another hacking computer. Components from, okay. Now we want to go and fight the warship.
kind of wish the unidentified signals would just sort of go away, aside from the ones that have just recently spawned in. But I guess that's just not possible or something. I could also get a there's a couple of mods for changing how the spawn system works for AI grids and stuff. And I could get some of those mods, play around with that, and see if I can get stuff to spawn in a little closer to where I can actually, like, you know, see the the new things and some of the like encounters that you can find and stuff, and actually, like, you know, encounter those instead of having them be so far outside of my uh, view range to where I can't see the signals for it. Like, I haven't seen any space pirate signals in the longest time. I think it's because they're all spawning outside of my uh, like view distance. They're outside of my detection range for the antennas and stuff, I mean. And I think my guns are set to target only weapons. Should be. So I shouldn't have to worry about damaging any Prototech thrusters or batteries. Unless it's hit by mistake or I blow up a block near them. And one interesting thing, the Prototech jump drives actually have a completely different animation and sound to the base game jump drives that I have on the frigate here. I just seen that pop in. Little asteroid up there. I see a base over here. This is the protective bubble on it. There's normally a few bases on the moon. Some of them floating around, some of them on the surface. The moon's kind of small though, but there's normally like 2 at least around here. Sometimes more, sometimes less. I'm gonna start slowing down here. And I think the range on the railgun is only 2,000 meters. Railgun. Oh, maximum range 1,400. Not even 2,000. I mean, I could fire at it anyway and see, but I don't think it's actually going to hit. Yeah, no, that blew up a little before it actually reached. The railgun is devastating, but it's penetrative, right? It doesn't deal any damage like if you imagine it like a standard bullets, right? Hollow points would expand and deal area of effect damage inside the body. So like it would expand out and cause damage to hollow organs and stuff around. Whereas the railgun, if you imagine it like more like a 22, I guess, where it's like it's not going to deal any damage to anything other than what it actually directly hits. Oh, I accidentally turned my guns off, that's why nothing's firing. Okay. I think we're done with that one. I haven't seen any of my guns fire on it in a minute, so we're gonna switch targets. Ooh, that was a pretty good hit from the main ship over there. Alright, I think we're done with this now. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we're firing anymore at it, so we're gonna switch over to the main ship here. Ooh, it's got a little gun. Should be pretty evenly matched as far as firepower goes. Really, the main advantage that the warship has is better maneuverability, and it can launch the small grid missiles. I think it takes a minute for it to get those missiles actually loaded up and prepared. I'm tempted to fire the railgun at it. I don't want to damage any Prototech blocks, but I do want the spike to be over a little quicker here. And I missed, I think. Out of weapon range. Closer. Hit me with a pretty good barrage though. Railgun should be in charge in a second here. I think I'm outside of the range of the railgun actually. It's at 1,400, I think. Try to stay in range with the railgun here. Yeah, definitely hit it. Tore a piece off. Might be safe to get a little closer now. I'm thinking it is. Let me look. What do we have here? I think that would have had Prototech thruster on there, but looks like that's all gone. So. Got a... Oh, okay, that's the beacon for that station I seen on the moon. Yeah, okay. Looks like it's drifting, either that or it's trying to get away. It doesn't have any weapons left. We're gonna stay locked though. I still have mag plates. I do, both of them, both sets. And this had a thruster inside of it, if I remember correctly, or at least according to the cheat log. My F10 menu. And here I'm going to try to gently touch it. Oh. I can dampen. And that ship's going to try to fight. What I'm trying to do, as far as like keeping it still, I'm just going to try to not stay still. So let's see what time we have. Oh yeah, we still have plenty of time on this one. So, I guess first things first, we're gonna claim this grid. And eventually bring it back to the base. Sneak that right here. That turned on. We'll claim this, and we'll search for Prototech. Okay, so we got a battery on here. That's good. And got a thruster in here. Yeah, cool. Dead astronaut. Had a flare gun. Artillery shells in here. Another astronaut. Nothing on him. Grav components. This was a huge ship. Amongst them. Care for that. I think the last time I did this, I shot this off and lost the thruster here. Luckily, that's not what happened this time, though. The only other thing the tech left on here is this battery. Yeah, this one. I think there was a second one. That was probably right beside it, and that's gone now. So it's fine, I guess. I was trying to see if I could find where the back half went. I'm not sure that I'll be able to find it. And I'm not sure that I even care if I did. Because I don't think there's going to be anything worthwhile on it. But it is kind of neat the fact that I was able to just rip the tail end off. What is this? Offensive combat? Yeah, we don't need that. Gonna run out of oxygen soon. Just still have oxygen, maybe. Pop into the enclosed cockpit machine. No. Okay, so I'm gonna suffocate eventually here, but before I do, I want to try to move that hacking computer over to the thruster just to snag that if I can. I don't think I even remember where I put my hacking computer. It was in a destroyed block somewhere on this thing. Back half. Other side maybe. Actually, wait. No, right, other side. Right here it is, yeah. I'll grab that hacking computer. Now to attempt to throw it on here somewhere.
I'll have to claim that grid so it doesn't disappear. Okay. Oh, I think I see the flood end. Yep, there it is. I think those are just regular ion thrusters, like the large ones. Yeah. I'm just gonna chill in here until I die, though. Well, actually, I think I can force respawn. Yeah. Actually, I want to get in this cockpit and there we go. Not leaving that thruster behind, am I? Be attached solidly, I think. Yeah, while this slowly flies, I'm gonna turn my dampers on and check in on that. Control Z, dampen to this, please. Thank you. I'm gonna check in and make sure that thruster is not floating around freely. Nah, it's still stuck here, just like it's meant to be. Perfect. Now let me check, is it damaged in any ways? No? Okay. Take my hacking computer back now. And I fucked up. Oh, damn it. Okay, I'm gonna need to reload. I will save changes, but only because, just in case the last save didn't have where I've already claimed it and all that. This one was right before that. And that was a few minutes before that. So let's check this one out. Okay, so that's going to be about 1:30. So here shortly I'm gonna end up getting off to get me a little bit of food and hit the bed before work.
Okay. Maybe I could save it. Oh, so that's how I hold blocks. So that mod does work. God, that would have made so many more things better. Anyway, let's see, what was it over here? Yeah, that was the thruster part. And what was floating over this way? That's a wrecked, one of those drones. Don't think it had anything on there, but the thruster part was the one that's directly in front here. And that's what I want to try to grab. So yeah, that's pretty much right here. I'm going to try to grab that with my other mag plate. And then throw my hacking computer on there and get a hold of it. Try to keep it permanent. Then when I drag this all back to the base, I'll pull whatever Prototech I can out of it and paint it all red. Primary goal right now is just grab it. Even if it gets within the moon's gravity, I should still be able to get a hold of it before it actually crashes, but I think we'll catch it before then. Yeah, I should be able to snag this up pretty quickly here. But it's all just standard ions. That battery might be attached to this though. That second one that I'm thinking there was another of for symmetry. Seems like this actually stopped moving, hasn't it? Yeah, it stopped moving finally. And we're just gonna try to hold of it. There we go, yeah, we're locked. Okay. Let's take a look here. What do we got? I don't see any battery, so I'm guessing the other one got destroyed. But we do have gyros. Both of them perfectly intact. Yeah, both of them perfectly intact. Ooh, this is good. This is very good. Hacking computer on here. Clean grid. Yep. Alright. So, out of that we got another small thruster, which is over here. Yep. Another small thruster, another Prototech battery, and 2 more Prototech gyros, as well as quite the amount of scrap. And speaking of thrusters, I'm just gonna manually disable the ones that are still pulsing. I think it was just those 2. Nope, there's a third one. Never mind, it's just making me look stupid. It's just the blue light in here. Alright. Yeah, that's not too bad. That was a pretty easy fight, all things considered. Especially compared to like the last few fights I've been doing. Man, that was easy. Put that in there. Now hop in here. Okay. Check out the jump drive. Make sure room base station location. Yep. And then let's see. Can I jump from here? Yep. So we're gonna make a save in case something goes wrong, and we're gonna jump. And actually, I could have flown over there. It's not too far, but this is so much faster. Okay, and the base is right there. And when I get in range, it should repair most of these blocks, which normally you would not want to do that. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I definitely don't want to do that because there are still guns on here. And I don't want it to fix up the guns and then that start firing on me. So that's probably a bad idea to fix everything up. The back half should be completely safe. Like even if it gets repaired, there's no power or nothing, so that's fine. This one, however, is not going to be completely safe. So let me go here on the inside. Check this. Now we've got a timer. We turn that off. These gyroscopes will turn those off. But yeah, everything else is safe. So that'll be cool regardless. We can take the hacking computer. And then over here, throw the hacking computer back on. Right there will be fine. Let's look here for turrets. So there's 4 turrets left on here. They're all incomplete. But there's a top, a bottom, and then 2 assault cannons. So there's this one.
Inventory full.
Which can go away. There's this one, which can go away. I don't care about losing these components, by the way.
Full.
So get rid of those. And then there should be 2 assault cannons, one right here. Well, actually, that's a party.
Full. Inventory full.
But regardless, that can go, and so can this.
Inventory full.
And now we'll consult the hacking computer yet again. I left right here. Turret, nothing. Warhead, nothing, just a large warfare reactor which will turn off. And 2 batteries which will also turn off. There's a Prototech battery which will turn off. Defensive combat which will turn off. Flight move which will turn off. Self-destruct, that's already turned off, but we're going to remove that. Turn all of these off. And in fact, actually, we're just I'm gonna say altitude, because that's never gonna do anything. Protect battery, those are all okay, so now it shouldn't have any power on it at all. It should be pretty evident in everything not flashing anymore, right? Yeah, I think that's correct. So I'll dump all of those. And we'll head back in here. We'll make another save before I get too close to the base. Just on the offhand, I left one of these guns on, and it targets something on here. I'll make sure I have a save before that happens. It seems that's not going to be an issue here. And once I get these grids within range of my bar, that should, the bar, I mean, build and repair. It should start fixing these grids up as well as my ship. I think we're a little too high above the bar system. Because if I recall correctly, it just barely encompasses that mini Mercy right there. Yeah, now we're in range. Boy, yep, there we go. I'll do is just kind of bring these in. Right here should be fine. Actually, I'll bring this down a little further. So I'm gonna try to get, if I can, get my frigate within range too, so that will repair the majority damage on the frigate, whilst it also tries to fix up these. But I don't know if I said or not the reason why I'm fine with like all the damaged blocks on the salvage here being repaired, but my main reasoning behind being alright with it is because even though I'm going to be dismantling it for the resources, I'm not losing much of anything other than the power that it takes to run the bar system. But what I gain is being able to look at this grid and not having all these deformed blocks here getting in the way of like trying to determine how best to reach some of these blocks that I want to get off of here. Right, like before this block that I'm looking at right now, that was so deformed you couldn't even tell there was a block here. Which, if I tried to bring Maggie through to pick up this, just because it's deformed doesn't mean the hitbox is much different. So I still could have smacked right into that and then damaged my ship. But now that it's all kind of repaired up to where I can kind of see what's actually going to be in the way and what's not, that means I can make a better judgment on how to if I can stop yawning, on how to reach and pull out these Prototech blocks. But now that I have a second Prototech ion thruster, what I'm thinking about doing is coming over here to the new ship Arcadia, and I might, it would probably stick out some, right, because these are connected directly to the back of that. But I might be able to replace the hydrogen thrusters in here with the Prototech thrusters instead, which would save on hydrogen, because then I would just need hydrogen for all other thrust, but I would have only ion forward thrust. I think that block goes from here to kind of in there, which would be equivalent from here to like right about here, so this is like double the length. So from around here out would be sticking out past the kind of thruster shroud. It's like from there to here. I think that would be right about there. So we're actually right about here. So actually that wouldn't be too bad, I don't think. It's probably doable. And then, of course, if I mess it up or whatever, or decide, you know what, I don't like this, I could always pull those Prototech thrusters back off and use the blueprint to fix it back up. I don't know. My headset's starting to die. I'm running low on oxygen. And I'm getting kind of tired. So, thinking I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Charge up. Take a seat. So I can kind of look at my prize. And go ahead and hit a save. And then do an exit save. And I'll go ahead and stop recording. Get this uploading, and it should be uploaded before I wake up. I think that's going to be it right there. So that's almost 4 hours on the dot, just about. I'm 1 minute shy. But yeah, I'm going to call it here, and until the next recording.